Mrs. Tanner had 6 sons, and they all sang like thrushes while they worked at the loom. And Jimmy and Ginny were very stingy, especially Jimmy, who never allowed more than half a herring for breakfast. And the boy after half a herring for breakfast said, half a herring, 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 half a herring. And then Jimmy said, boy is too slow, what shall I do? And Ginny said, the boy despises half a herring for breakfast. Give him a herring, and she gave him a herring for breakfast. And then the boy went, one whole herring, 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 one whole herring. And Jimmy said, he is not going fast enough. And Ginny said, give him 2 whole herrings. And the boy then the loom faster, saying, one whole herring, 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 one whole herring. And then the loom went all the time, and Jimmy was satisfied. He was a very stingy old man. When his wife gave him a fruit pie, he cut out the whole of the middle and ate it, while he crowned Ginny with the crust, and Ginny waited until he had eaten plenty of pies, and then she sat down and ate the rest. And then Billy Tanner, he said to John, he's not got it quite right yet, boy. And I began to play the loom. I went to a little old log cabin in the lane, little old log cabin in the lane, that 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 little old cabin in the lane. And I went faster, I went, that little old log cabin, little old log cabin, that little old log cabin, little old log cabin, and a little old log cabin. And later I got very fast and went in the lane, in the lane, in the lane, in the lane, lane, in the 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 lane. The Gower rhythm is rather like the Greek rhythm. Oxen and yelling locked, I'm on yours, what it did, it came, a toys came on, remus, bays, ominoy, oxen and yelling locked, I'm on yours, what it did, it came, a toys came on, remus, bays, ominoy, and all else it goes on, billows and both knees can Agnus Dei, quid olis pecata mundi, Dei, quid olis pecata mundi. And then it is better to use the language of the people that is singing, such as, it is better to use the language that the music was written for, such as Agere poi Antonio chial incognito recusare darini poti in mari in motrio or as in magna steeds gewohnt es nur magst du verstehen, doch was noch nie sich tracht, danach trachtet mein Sinn, when me throws the whole opera, the whole orchestra in at once with bang of the drums and the squealing of the sword motif. And then you see that danach trachtet mein Sinn goes much better, and darkly brood is my thought. How do I turn it off now?
I don't know, you press that, I think, when you want to stop.